Hi, Scalable Investors. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Scalable Real Estate Investing. I'm your host, Mason Clement, and today we have with us Andy Williams, who develops houses and funds them using credit cards, which I think is a really interesting, unique way to approach things. So I'm interested to have him on and add some value there to kind of open our minds to different methodologies of funding deals. So without further ado, Andy, what's going on? How you doing?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, hanging in there. No, good Friday, so can't complain. Although every day feels like a Friday for me now. So I actually just left the day job to focus full time on my business. So it's every day kind of feels the same. It's great.
Yeah, it's good. It's good being able to do what you want to do, how you want to do it. That's like the whole goal of life. Trying to get everything situated to where you gotta work no more. You can work at your own schedule.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, I'm Andy. What I do is I teach people how to build houses using credit cards from the ground up. What we do is we take high limit credit cards, take the money out those credit cards, and then we use that to start the building the process. Then once we get the foundation and the walls up, then we go in and get hard money to pay off those credit cards and then to finish the project. And once we finish with the project, we either refi it if you want to keep it, you can refi it and pay off everything off and have like over 100K in equity, or you can either sell it and make over 100K in equity. So that's what we teach, that process there.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it definitely seems like a lot to unpack there. What I like to do with all my guests starting out is just to back up a little bit and just talk about your background and what brought you to today, what got you into this real estate investing.
Okay, my background, when I was younger, came up single parent, just a mother there, never had a father figure in my life. So I grew up doing bad stuff, got expelled out of school in ninth grade. And then never went to school back since then. I went to prison at 18. I turned 18. Got out when I was 22. Then once I got out, I had worked for like a year in a nursing home, like washing dishes and stuff. I quit. After that, I decided I wanted to change. So what I did, I went to New York. And I bought me a whole bunch of like the baby fat clothes and the jersey, throwback jerseys when they was hot back in like '02. I went and bought that. Then I just came on the corner. I started selling clothes on the corner. Started selling clothes and CDs. For like, I did that for like 4 or 5 years. But in the midst of doing that, I went to school, learning how to paint cars, a trade school. So like 2003, from 2003 all the way to 2011, I was painting cars. I went to trade school, learned how to do it, opened up my own shop, and started painting cars. Then, like in 2011 and 2012, when the market was still low, I seen somebody doing real estate that I knew. So I was like, I know if he doing real estate, I can do it. He had like 10 houses, but he was like from the block. So it's like, this a regular person. I know him, like, and I know he's not a person to where like the real estate was given to him. So he had to go out and get it. He had 10 houses. So I said, if he could do it, I know I could do it. So I bought my first house then for like 14,000. It was a duplex. That's when everything was still cheap. I got that duplex, and once I got that duplex, I just had it for a while, rented it out. Then 2016, I decided I want to do this as a business, so I started wholesaling. Started going to seminars, checking out different spots, learning different things. Wasn't really getting much from them. Everybody give you a little something, but they don't give you too much. So in 2000, probably like I did that for a couple of years, and like when I stopped able, it came a time to where the deals I was getting, they weren't selling in time for my the days that they give you on the contract to wholesale. So what I do is I close on them. I close on them and just do a little makeup to it and just resell it to another investor. Just make it look better, make it look like you don't have much work to do. And then like in 2020, I decided that was getting slow. It wasn't too much margin in between it anymore. So I decided I'm just gonna start building. So it took me like 3, 4 months to really get it going because I was kind of scared. I didn't know what to do, how to do it. I had no contacts. I was just going off faith. But I just ended up going ahead and doing it. And then got that first one done. Then it became like clockwork. It got easy for me, and now I've been doing it ever since. And I got like 5 projects going on right now.
Okay, that's really interesting. So what was the first development deal like? Because I mean, every time you start something new, it's breaking through a lot of these mental blocks. So how do you really get through that, and how do you fund that deal versus how you're doing it now?
Yeah, that one. The reason why I came up with a credit card deal because it was harder for me to get funded. Like I'm a convicted felon, so everybody look at your background. They look at that. They want to see tax returns, all that. That was stuff I didn't have at the time. But I knew it was easy for me to get credit cards. All I had to do was have a good score, and you could easily get credit cards. So what I did was just found a way to get them high interest, well not high interest, but high limit credit cards for business. The business credit card, they give you high limits. And I just started using those, taking the money off of those, and using that to fund my project. That way I didn't have to go get a loan until it's time for the hard money guy. And the hard money guy just want to he want to see you with some skin in the game, and he want to see something that's there. He want to see something visible that he can lend on. In case you default, he'll be like, okay, well, yeah, I can have somebody else to finish this, and it won't cost me as much. So they'll lend on once you have the foundation and the walls up, they'll lend to you because now they got something to lend against. So I started that process from that. And then teaching it ever since. I teach that process for the people that can't get the funding right off top. It's hard, that ain't got everything you need to get bank funding. I teach the credit card way.
Okay. So do you have like a course or something that people go to sign up, like a video course, or is it just one-on-one coaching with you, or how's that work?
No, I do boot camps. I got a boot camp coming up June 11th and 12th, where I teach them the whole step-by-step process on how to build a house for themselves. When they leave, that's a 2-day boot camp. But once they leave the boot camp, they'll know how to build houses on their own. I teach them. I have the hard money lender guy there. I have the credit person there. What we do also too, like for the people who credit not ready, I pay to get their credit repaired so they can go ahead and start getting the cards to start to play. But I'm gonna have the credit guy there. I have the hard money guy. I have the architect, engineer, I have the block guys. I got all the workers coming to the boot camp, to talk to them and explain to them what they need, and they can ask questions. But I teach people how to do this in their area, or they can do it in our area. So it's like it works anywhere. And then on that second day, that Sunday, I take them to all the projects I have going on and show them everything firsthand.
Okay, and where is this that people gotta go to?
Clearwater, Florida. We do it in Clearwater, Florida every 3 months. And then my Instagram is at Andy Buy Houses, Andy Buy Houses, ANDYBUY Houses. And then you can check my bio. I have everything in my bio. And then it still be people that be skeptical too. So what I did, I made an ebook for them too. That's showing them the whole thing too. Like it's an ebook I have too. They can get in my bio. I think I said it for like $100. And they tell them the whole step-by-step process on how to build a house. So some people like to buy the book first before they jump into coming to the boot camp. But it basically you gives them a breakdown on how to build a house using credit cards.
Okay. Yeah, that's really interesting. So when you're first applying for it, say I got like a decent credit score. I mean, I guess the first thing to be aware of is there's the personal credit and business credit. So are your mentees opening up credit cards that are tied to their personal credit, or is it the business credit?
We want them to get the business, but it could be a personal PG because it still won't show on their personal. Like if they go get the card and let's say they get a $30,000 card, they take 20 off a business card, it won't show on your report because it's on the business side. But if it was a personal card, it'll show. So we teach everybody to get the business card because you could utilize those better, and it won't affect your credit score.
Okay. Yeah, I had a guy on my podcast several episodes back. I forget which episode number it is, but he was talking about that differentiation there, and it really opened my mind to it and building business credit. So that's really interesting, really complimentary. I'll put that link in the show notes to folks that want to check out that episode too. But the thing that he mentioned in it, the reason I bring up that episode is that he was saying that some credit cards are marketed as business cards, but they actually still tie to personal credit. So I don't want to like necessarily have you give away all your secrets and how to exactly do it. Obviously, people can buy your ebook and stuff. But I'm just curious, just to at least scratch the surface to give people a little bit of flavor. Like, where do you go? like who's offering stuff actually tied to a business credit versus personal credit on those credit cards?
Like a lot of banks that you deal with offer business credit cards. Just a lot of people don't ask for them. A lot of people just ask for personal credit card or apply for personal. But banks like we use Navy Federal a lot. I have Navy Federal card. I got Amex cards. I have what we use a place called what is it? We use hold on a minute. It's like it's a lot of different places. Like you just won't know because you don't ask for it. But everybody has like the business credit cards, and the whole goal is to get credit cards that's like 0% interest. The business card you can have 0% interest on them. So you want to
Okay.
try to get those. Once you
At
get
least-
those, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say at least like the first 12 months, like introductory rate, right?
Right, and then within the first 12 months, we build within 8 months. So you're beating that 12-month deadline that they have for the introductory rate.
Okay. And then after that, are you closing out that card and open a new one for the next build?
No, we still keep them. And then what we do, we keep them, and after you don't use so much money on it, that they start increasing the limit on them because they see you using it a lot, and then you get higher limits. And then what you do, like you can take those cards, and then even the interest. Let's say the interest rate do hit. It's like you don't have to pay the whole amount right off, so you just have to pay the minimum money, and then once you sell the house or whatever you do with the house, you can use that to just pay that off, and it's like you got it for free because it didn't cost you nothing out of pocket. You got the money from the house to pay it off, so that's kind of like getting your loan from a bank or someone else. It's like a loan that you're getting, but it's just through a credit card.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I know that you can do cash advances and balance transfers, but are you just typically teaching to have people just put all charges on there, like just normal charge, or are there cash advances and stuff going on?
No, it's other ways that we get it off. Like we do. You ever heard of manufacturer spending?
Manufacturer spending, no.
That's where you could take credit cards. Like you could go get let's say for instance, you got a card and you want to go to like Dick's Sports. You could buy something expensive in Dick's Sports. Just say they got like some expensive golf stuff. Let's say you spend $5,000 on something, and then what you'll do, you'll go back. You'll spend like 4,500 on your credit card. You'll spend the other 500 on your debit card, and then what you'll do is like take it back. Cover the next day, take it back, and they're gonna ask for one of the cards you have on file, and you can just use your debit card. And then once you use the debit card, you put the money back on the debit card. Now you have all that in your bank account.
Oh, okay. That's
That's
interesting.
one
They just
way.
reverse that charge and
Right.
then providing that
Yeah.
cash. Huh.
Right. That's one way to do it. And another
Okay.
thing we do, we have them like with the credit card, you can buy gift cards, and with the gift card, you can buy money orders. So we have them do that sometimes too. It's different strategies that we teach to get the money off the card. Then there's some companies, like a company named Melio, where you can just go there and they take the money off the card and they give you 3%, they charge you 3% to take the money out.
Okay, well, that sounds more like a cash advance, but what's that company name?
Melio, Melio.
Okay. Melio.
Yep.
Right? Melio? Okay, cool. That's very interesting. Yeah. But yeah, I guess the rates will vary. So 3%, that sounds pretty decent. That's 3% of the total principal that you're pulling out of there, right?
Right.
Okay.
That's like the quickest way. The other ways are other ways where you won't get charged a percentage, but if you just want it right off and you don't want to go do all that legwork, companies like that, Melio, you can take it right off.
Okay. So is there like a minimum credit limit that folks need to start